Well, hi guys and gals, it's me George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. And yet we had some more snow yesterday like most people around the country did. And it's chilly this morning. It's about 22 degrees, I'd say. Probably not going to work in the carport today on the truck just because it's so cold. But I need to keep making progress on that project. So I'm down here in the storage shed, and this is the storage shed. I mean, it's got all kinds of stuff stored in here. Hay and you name it. But I wanted to show you something. My old compressor finally has decided it's not going to compress much anymore. It couldn't get up above 60 pounds the other day. So I decided it was time for another compressor. So I thought I was going to buy one from Harbor Freight, but then I started looking on Facebook and I found this one here, and this is a quiet compressor, but it does better than the Harbor Freight. The Harbor Freight ones only get like 4 CFM. This one does 5.8 CFM at 90 pounds. And so this is what I'm going to use to run my Sandblaster. And what I've got to do today is I got to do some more sandblasting on my intake manifold. You can see I've already started, but I got to do some more and try and get it finished up. Then I'll clean up the bottom of it, and I'll take it in the house and let it warm up for a couple of days. And then we'll shoot some paint or clear or whatever we decide. I think we're going to put some aluminum paint on it and maybe clear over that. So, yep, that's what I'm going to do. Now, you're going to hear how quiet this compressor is. It's totally empty. That's as noisy as it gets. My other compressor, well, if I would go over to my other shop, if I would come over in here, you couldn't stand in here and talk. But listen to that thing. It ain't bad at all. Pretty quiet. And I come over in here, and it's pretty good too. So I'm really happy about that. It will pump up quickly. Well, it was hard getting around in my sandblasting cabinet, so I ended up pulling out my sandblasting tank, and I blew away about 50 pounds of sand because I had no way to retrieve it. All my jugs that are barrels that I would have used to retrieve the sand to reuse it are wet and with snow on the ground. So yeah, we got it cleaned up pretty well underneath. I've sanded all of the mating surfaces, those places where the black still, that's where there are some pits. We'll take care of that when we put it on. Now the next thing to do is take it in the house and let it warm up for a while. And this is an Edelbrock Performer. Woohoo! And one added note, we have a 4-barrel HEI carburetor coming to go on this, 600 CFM. It's a used one, but it looks like it's pretty good shape. Worst comes to worst, we'll have to rebuild it. What I couldn't get with all the adapters that I bought, the new carburetor I bought, I couldn't adapt it to this manifold. So I'm going to try and return the carburetor and the adapters and just go with the HEI. And yeah, I have something else to show you too. Well, if you're going to have an Edelbrock manifold and a HEI carburetor, it's only right they have an Edelbrock air filter, right? Yeah. And how I came about to get that is I showed you my compressor already. I had to sell my little utility trailer to pay for the compressor, and I had enough money left over from the sale of the trailer to buy this as well after paying for the compressor. So it was a win-win situation all the way around. So I'm looking forward to getting out here real soon again. Probably a couple of days from now. It's still really cold. Until then, hope your projects are warming up. Bye for now. Looking in the back seat of my truck, you would think it was a parts truck. Yeah. I had to buy a new starter too, because the starter broke the nose on it, just like I figured it would. And it has. I'm not sure how long back it was, but it's dead. Onward and upward.